Okay, here we are testing once again. This is Thursday, April 15th. It is tax day 2021. There's a lot going on in the world, and I just really can't believe all of the things that are happening. On the front of destroying America is really what it comes down to. There are so many contradictions that we're seeing. It's laughable at this point for people to not recognize what is really going on here. So you lay it out in a straight and clear format, questions that aren't answered directly. I saw an exchange with uh, Fauci and some guy on CNN where they call Tucker Carlson a conspiracy theorist for asking basic questions about why people are wearing a mask if they've been fully inoculated with these shots, whatever you want to say. And he answered his own question. It was insane. He's like these vaccines are safe and effective, Fauci says, and it's unbelievable that anyone would question their efficacy. And Tucker was merely asking the question, why do people have to wear masks if they've been fully vaccinated? And then Fauci's like, well, they're safe and effective. So if they're safe and effective, Fauci, answer the question. There's no questions to be answered there. So that's an obvious, misnomer that he's putting out there that these are even doing anything. If there was really a way for Fauci to communicate science, as people say, he would have Dr. Fauci's science fact page. He'd make his own web page or something. Since he's the conduit of everything that is actually, disseminated as far as information goes. That's not the case. Fauci just loves to get up there and put in his conjecture. And I remember several weeks ago when he rolled out the double mask thing, he literally said common sense says that double masking works better than just a single mask. I don't know about your common sense, but my common sense says not wearing a mask at all is much more healthy for me. And if I'm not sick, I am not a risk to anybody. I've yet to see one study that says asymptomatic spread does exist. If anybody out there has that, please forward it to me. I'd love to see it. Put it in the comments, whatever. I'm at a loss when it comes to trying to rationalize with people at this point. What we need to do is form unity as a human brotherhood, come together and resist this type of thing, split off from this, almost ignore what's going on at a certain point because you have to ignore the noise. We know that there's something coming with the whole George Floyd, you know, whatever, Derek Chauvin trial up in Minnesota. We see them cherry picking incidents of people who were shot. The latest shooting that happened in Minnesota, that the cop accidentally shot the guy who was wanted on violent criminal activity, had warrants out for his arrest and resisted, and unfortunately was shot. And it's stop resisting, maybe stop breaking the law. I don't know. Those might be two things that you can do to not be killed by a police officer who just wants to go home to their family. So those are a couple of thoughts right now that are going on. If somebody has anything out there that can shed some light on things, I'm in Northeast Ohio, and we're not as bad as some of the areas, but we're not as free as Florida. Ohio has enacted some legislation. Senate Bill 22 is in effect starting in June, where the legislature will be a governing body again and limiting what the governor can do as far as these edicts and decrees that they get up there and unilaterally do. So Mike DeWine will be on notice, as well as a lot of other governors in the country. So um, give me a shout out. Just let me know what's happening. I can post some news articles below, um, but I'll post the link to Tucker Carlson's thing. Please reach out to each other. Stay communicated. Peace to all.